Hey guys, this is Locke. In this video, I'm going to be telling you some of the things you can do to make your units much stronger. This is aimed at newer players that are starting basically sometime this week. So I'm assuming that you're going to be getting Cloud and Tifa. You probably started either today or very recently, and Final Fantasy VII is what kind of brought you here. So I'm going to assume that, obviously you already got Tifa, and I'm going to assume that you're going to pull for Cloud. Now, the first thing that you want to do is actually equip these characters. When you go to the Events tab, you can see that there's a quest that gives you the Buster Blade Sword, at least recipes of the Buster Blade Sword. Once you get 63 of these recipes, you can craft a +5 version of this equipment. And that would basically be the best sword or best weapon for Cloud. Right now the quest is bugged a little bit, but hopefully it gets fixed soon and you can go in and craft it. Once you get 63 recipes, you actually also need enough of the other materials to craft it. To see how many you need, you can actually go into the equipment menu, and then you can click on crafting. And then even if you don't currently have 63 recipes, you can actually just see how many you would need. You would just click all the way to the right, and you can see here you need, it says you have 30 held, which is what I have, and you need 63, so you need 33 more in this case. And then it shows you the amounts that you need for other items as well. Now just keep in mind that, especially if you're looking at it like this, it doesn't show you the full amount that you need on the screen. Like for example, it says you need about 1600 of these right here, but if you scroll down, you see that you actually need 400 more, so you need about 2000. So if I only had, say, like 1800 of these, I would think that I have enough to craft, but I actually don't. I have to scroll down to see how much I really need to craft this item. So you can get Cloud's weapon there. You can get Tifa's weapon from this item, this quest right here. It drops the recipes for, once I can click on it, it drops the recipes for this, the Crazy Knuckles. So you need 63 of these to craft. If you don't want to farm this, you can actually go and just buy it outright at the store over here. So go to shop, then click on collaboration shop, and not collaboration, click on the 15-year anniversary shop, and then you can buy it outright here for 2000 Vizier. I would not recommend this one. This one is 1000 paid Vizier for a +3 sword. I would definitely not recommend that one. But I think this one is an okay deal. This is a +5 version of free Vizier, +5 version of the Knuckles for 2000 free Vizier. I think that might be okay to get, and this is the best item for Tifa right now. You would also probably want to get this item for Tifa as well. This is a hat that gives 28 evasion and if you're building an evade build Tifa, this will be great on her. So with that, you would have the weapons and you have the armor piece for Tifa. The other items you would slowly farm up through different quests that would show up here. You can farm here for them. Once you have, so you kind of hopefully have some idea of the equipment to put on them. At some point, I already mentioned this in my previous video, but at some point you really want to get Kiza from the guild shop, and once you get Kiza available right here, you can get her TMR, which you can equip on either of these two units, because that is basically the best TMR in the game. And you really want to be able to get Kiza and her shards basically as soon as possible to get the TMR unlocked. So that's all I'm going to say about equipment. The next thing I'm going to go into is vision cards. Now obviously the UR cards will be the best, and for Tifa, you are already able to get a card from the event. Sorry, not from the event, but from the banner right now. And I mean, as a new player, you really want to get that card. And same with Cloud's card when it comes out as well, assuming that you are focusing on both Tifa and Cloud. If for some reason you're only focusing on one, you want to get the card for the one that you're focusing on. But you're going to be having other units as well that you kind of want to be playing around with. and there might be other situations where these cards just don't cut it, or you need like some more defenses or something. So I'm going to go into some of the lower variety cards that I think are also useful to put on your team if you have them. So one of the cards is this one, Snow White Guard. It gives you additional slash and missile resistance, which can stack with the party effect. So every card has a bestowed effect and a party effect, and if the bestowed and party effect would stack for different cards. So let me give you an example. If I look at Solidus, this card, it gives me a party effect of slash attack resistance up 20. If I look at this card here, where is it? This one. It gives me a party effect of slash attack resistance up 14. So since both of these are party effects, I will not stack. If I have both of these cards in the party, I will basically just be getting a 20, like whichever the higher one is. So the 20% slash resistance. I will not be getting the 14%. But the party effect stacks with the bestowed effect. So if I have this card, which is a pretty good card against like slash enemies, so 14% slash at max level, it'll actually give you 15. So this is a 15% slash resistance. If I have that on one unit and this on a different unit, the unit that this card is equipped to will have a bestowed effect of additional 15. So basically, this unit will get 30% slash resistance, and that stacks with whatever natural slash resistance that unit already has. So I think that's a pretty good card. This one is, in my opinion, pretty good as well. It gives you slash attack up of 20 for the whole party, and it gives a bestowed effect of agility up. This is a lower rarity card that I think is good on casters. If you are investing in Phoebe or Lemure, which I'm going to talk about in just a second, this is probably a good card to put on them. It's a very low rarity card. The magic stat isn't too bad, and it gives you a bestowed effect of agility. It's a pretty good card in my opinion, like, for starting players. This one is not bad either. It gives you magic percent of 15, again good for starting players. This one is a very important card when I was starting, and it probably is still relevant for players. It gives you 30% attack for the party, so regardless of what the element is, it gives you 30% to whatever element the units are in the party. And it gives, more importantly, the bestowed effect of hate plus 5. So if you want to put it on a tank like Mont, which you're given for free, and you can buy the shards for Gil in the shop, you can put this card on him, and he will start with 5 hate. Hate is the attribute which affects enemies to target you instead of your allies. So it's good to put on a tank. I think it's a pretty good card. Leona's Castle is also a very, very good lower variety card. It gives you 15 defense and spirit. You probably get something like 10 defense from like some other item that you have equipped. So with this card and some armor piece, you already have something like north of 25% defense, which is very good to make your units last longer. So these are all, I think, kind of good cards to equip on units that are, as a player that's starting out and you don't have all the best, cards that are maxed out or anything. You don't have those. So these are still okay cards to use for a starting player. Now, of course, I highly recommend getting Tifa's card if you are planning to use Tifa, and Cloud's card if you're planning to use Cloud if you are a starting player. For Espers, again, it would really depend on what you have. Like, Odin is always a good choice to put on anybody. But if you have Odin, you can use the Esper. But most likely, you're not getting these Espers. You probably will get the Guard Scorpion, and that is going to be good for Cloud. So when you pull the Vision card of Guard Scorpion when it's released, you'll also get the Esper, which is a good choice for Cloud. For Tifa, the Malboro is a very good Esper to use on her. It gives you wind attack up, it gives you strike attack, and it gives you magic resistance. These are all good stats for Tifa, and it's a really good Esper to have on her. What else can she use? She can also use the Treacherous Sylphid Esper if you have that as well. And for your magic support like Phoebe or whoever it is, I'll talk about it in a second. Cacture is a good choice. It's a very low rarity unit. You'll probably easily be able to pull this, but it gives a lot of offensive stats. Now, if you are building a unit just for support, like a magic support based unit, you don't really need so much you don't need like Man Eater or magic attack, but for healing, magic up would still help. So that's good Esper to have. Another low rarity physical Esper is the Bomb Esper. I think it's a pretty good Esper all around as well because it has a lot of stats that increase damage. Now for like the supporting character that I was talking about. Right now, for the next 6 days, you are able to do the quest of Lemure and get her for free. Get her actually on the very first quest right here. So you get her, and then as you do these quests and also the EX quests for her, you get quite a few of her shards. So you actually get up to 240 of her shards. So she is a good time mage and white mage that specializes in healing. So if you need a supporting character, you can invest in her. But there are other good choices as well. Another good choice that is pretty popular is not Marjorie, but Phoebe. Phoebe is a low rarity character. Again, it's kind of easy to pull her, and she is specializing in, again, white mage and time mage skills as well. But instead of specializing in healing, she has a skill called Full Life, which re-raises your character after it's been KO'd. Lemure doesn't have it, but Phoebe does, so you might want to use one of these two characters. I didn't invest in Lemire because I already have a ton of these support kind of characters. I don't need her. But if you are planning to use her, you really need to awaken her, and you need to get her limit break up, at least to 3. With 240 shards, you can get it up to limit break 3. To get more shards, you can do her hard quests to slowly farm them. But you would still need to commit to awakening materials if you want to use her. Same with Phoebe as well. If you want to use her, her shards are easy to get, but you will need to commit to getting her awakened materials. However, there is a third choice. Aerith is probably going to be coming out in a couple of weeks, and she also has like good supporting skills. So maybe instead of Phoebe or Lemure, you want to focus on Aerith. Either way, whoever you're focusing on, one place that you should be going to farm awakening materials is the selection quest. Do as much of this as you can. Like for example, I will go into the wind one, and I will show you that as you're doing this quest, they drop some of these awakening materials, like the wind awakening prism and the wind fragment of thought. You get the same thing with the earth and the light quests as well, and these have a limit on a monthly basis. So make sure you do these to fill up as much of these as you can. Like for example, you can get 100 of these prisms and 50 of these fragments. So make sure you get the full amount every month, because you will need these to awaken your units and EX them anyway. So this is a good place to go to. So what else is left? So I talked about vision cards, I talked about espers, I talked about equipment, I talked about where to farm for awakening materials. And I talked about the guild, the Mog Shop guild medals as well, to get Kiza and to try to get her TMR as soon as possible. That's really it. Those are like some very easy, quick ways. Not quick, but some ways that you want to eventually progress in. So these are things you want to do to progress your account. So I hope this advice helped, and if you guys have any more questions or comments, please leave me a comment below, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Anyway, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care, guys. Bye.